this is terrible. So this man went to the gym to get his ex-girlfriend back, only for him to find her talking with another man. And so he decided to cause a scene, physically attacking the man for talking to his girlfriend. But it did not end here. In fact, it did not end well for him. Patrick Kabuya was said to be a businessman. He owned a clothing store and other businesses, and he was said to be in a relationship with Betita, who is a cosmetologist and a beauty expert. She has her own business. Together, they were a power couple, and they've been dating for a while to the point that they became engaged, preparing to get married. Now, somewhere along the line while they were dating, he decided to enroll her at a gym. Either that or she was the one who went to the gym herself to register so that she can get her body in shape. And Patrick was fine with it. They both live in the same province in the Democratic Republic of Congo where this story took place. So it wasn't like a far distance, they weren't in a distant relationship. They could see each other whenever they wanted. Now, somewhere along the line, while they were dating, or should I say while they were courting, because as at the time, they might have been fiancé and fiancée. Still around this time, while she was enrolled in the gym, they broke up. It is not clear why they broke up, but it is possible that it had something to do with the gym. It is believed that Patrick started hearing that Betita was flirting with guys at the gym, and he may have reacted by breaking up with her. And so for a moment, they were no longer together. But Betita continued going to the gym. And one day, Patrick went out to a bar, drank, got drunk, and probably thought about what he had done, thought about breaking up with her, and realized that he may have made a mistake. And so he decided to go to the gym to pay her a visit to see if he can get her back. She was probably not returning his calls. She was probably trying to move on, but he couldn't move on. So this drunk Patrick went to the gym. And when he got there, he spotted Betita flirting with another guy and decided to charge towards the guy, trying to fight the guy for talking to his fiancée. And Betita was like, what are you doing, Patrick? We are no longer together. We are broken up, remember? Now, there was a gym instructor at the gym named Arnold Lukusa. So Arnold sees Patrick fighting this man at the gym. And he decided to step in to separate Patrick from this man, while Betita was also making it clear to everyone that she is not longer in a relationship with this man and that this man is acting crazy because he can't get over her. Arnold successfully separated the fight and was able to take Patrick out. That was when they realized that he was most likely drunk. And that ended. It's not clear if Patrick apologized to Betita for embarrassing her at the gym, because I can imagine how embarrassing it could have been. Some days later, Patrick found out that Betita was hanging out with the gym instructor Arnold and another friend named Flex, and this did not sit well with him. He must have been so insecure that he felt like this was a stab in his chest. And this was the same Arnold, the gym instructor, who helped separate him from a fight days back. Now his girlfriend Betita is hanging out with him in a house with another friend who is not a gym instructor but an MMA fighter. It's almost as though Betita has a type, gym guys, for what it's worth. At the same time, this could be her just hanging out with her gym friends, because clearly she's friendly like that, or maybe overly flirty, given the fact that she's now single. So when Patrick learns that Betita is in a house with a gym instructor Arnold and a MMA fighter Flex, he just could not handle it. And he decided to show up at the house. And as usual, he created a scene, confronting the gym instructor Arnold, fighting Arnold, throwing punches at Arnold. Arnold is a gym instructor. His friend there, Flex, is an MMA fighter. So he just picked the wrong day to fight the wrong guys. It's either he was so brave that he thought he had a chance to beat them both, or he did not realize the two people he was coming to challenge. He too seemed like he's capable of fighting a full-grown man, but it's not clear if he could fight two full-grown men where one carries weight for a living and the other one throws punches for a living. All Patrick knew how to do was make money as a businessman. He has no business fighting a professional fighter and a gym instructor. And what happens when a man goes to fight these two combinations? Well, it was believed that Patrick was beaten to the point that Betita had to step up to defend him from the two guys she was hanging out with. Betita began begging Arnold and Flex that they need to stop. Flex actually began filming the whole incident because he wanted to put an evidence out there that this man was the one who came to attack them. Obviously, two of them beating on Patrick is not going to look good anyway. If there was no video recording, nobody would believe that that man came to fight the two of you. And so Flex actually thought it was important for him to film and record it. But the recording and the filming still did not look good because you recorded, I don't know if he started recording from the beginning to show that Patrick was the aggressor and Arnold was the one defending himself. But the fight continued. In one of the video or screenshots, Betita was in the middle trying to stop Arnold from continuing beating up Patrick. She pretty much stood for a man in as much as they were no longer together. She probably saw that this was a fight that Patrick would not win, just like every other fight, including the fight for his relationship. The fight dragged on from inside the house to outside, creating a whole scene. By the end of the fight, Patrick was on the floor. He had serious bruises and was rushed to the hospital. It was discovered that he had internal bleeding and severe head injuries. The doctor tried everything they could. Surgery was even done on him, and it seemed as though he was going to progress in his health, but 2 weeks later, 2 weeks after that incident, Patrick lost his life. Some people claim that he would have survived from the surgery, but the hospital he was taken to was not very well equipped, and that played at his disadvantage. Now, 2 weeks while he was in the hospital and his condition was not looking good, and when the news came out that he had passed, Arnold ran away. Obviously, he knew the police were going to come for him. Betita was arrested. Unfortunately for her, in as much as videos could show that she was not the one who wanted this, she even stood to fight for him and help separate them from beating him up. She was still picked up by the police, maybe just for investigation, because clearly she did not do that. The two people who did that, Flex and Arnold, were said to have fled and ran away. Although it is possible that Flex was picked up because the police in Lubumbashi there in Congo only put up a bounty on Arnold's head. Arnold was declared wanted and a bounty of $2,000 was placed and promised to anyone who can provide his whereabouts, even then increased to $5,000. And at the time of making this video, because this happened in early November of 2024, from the first incident at the gym to the house brawl, up until now, there is no update on whether Arnold has been found. A lot of people hearing the story did not agree that Betita should have been arrested by the police. So there have been a lot of people saying that why was she arrested? That she was, first of all, not in a relationship with this man and had the right to be with whoever she wanted to be with, even if it was a gym instructor and an MMA fighter. And it was also obvious and clear from the video released of the fight that she did not egg it on. She stood to separate them. She stood and begged for them to stop hitting him. She pretty much put her own life at risk of a gym instructor and an MMA fighter beating up another man. Most women would stay away from this because one punch would have sent her to the grave also. But she took on that risk because she knew the fight was over the top. And she probably maybe still had feelings for Patrick. So she shouldn't have been arrested. But I'm assuming the police took her in with hopes on finding the other people, the actual people who did the fighting. And also for investigation and questioning too, because the whole story blew up after he passed. However, there are a lot of people who were commenting online. Some of them believe that she was maybe doing this on purpose because this is a man she has been with for a while. This is a man she was about to get married to. This is an ex-fiancé. This is a fiancé. And they felt like after the breakup, she wanted to maybe touch on him because she may know his buttons. Let me tell you, people who are close to you know the exact button to push. If you are dating somebody who is always jealous of you being with another guy and then they break up with you and you are hurt, to get back at them, you would want to hang out with more guys and probably post it on your status so that they would see it and so that they will be riled up and you can get a reaction out of them. So a lot of people believe that Betita might have been hanging out at this gym or purposely flirting with this man so that it gets back to Patrick and so that Patrick can react. I don't know if this argument can hold water in court to pin it on her. But when I look at it, there's no proof to show that she deliberately wanted these people. But first of all, though, if she's hanging out with them at her house, how did Patrick know the house she was at? Who gave him the address? And who let him into the house? I don't know how houses is in Congo, but if you're coming to my house, there's a gate, there's a security. Someone I have to call to let you in. So I'm assuming that it may have been one of those ploys for Betita to get his attention, but making it available or making it known where she is, and then also making it known that it's accessible for him to come in. Some girls also enjoy guys fighting over her, so it's hard to tell at this point. Maybe this is the things that the police considered before picking her up, because ordinarily they shouldn't have, and maybe she regretted because the thing went too far. Obviously, it's not going to look good that your fiancé, who you're trying to get back, is busy hanging out with two Mosul men in the house. It's something that I know would have bruised his ego, and he probably lashed out and things escalated. I wish more men can be more vocal rather than confrontational. Not everything has to be fight, because you're gonna keep fighting. If this girl mean to do you some dirt, she will set up another situation and playfully flirt with another man just to get you riled up. But at the same time, Patrick was responsible for his own actions. This is my opinion now, regardless of whether or not she created a scenario for him to act up, it was his choice. He's a full-grown adult, and nobody else should be responsible for his actions. If he chooses to go and attack the men who his girlfriend had chosen to go and hang out with, then he should be prepared to get what comes to him, in my opinion. It's one thing to see your woman flirting with another man, to speak with your partner. That's who you should confront, not the man. The same thing with girls. When you see your man with another girl, speak with your man. You don't know who the other girl is, unless you know who the other girl is and she's a friend. Then you can drag her wig and do whatever you want to do. But if you don't know the other person, and they probably don't know you too, and they probably did not know that the man was yours. And this gym instructor had already separated the fight. And in that fight, that was when he heard that Betita and the man were no longer dating. If he had heard that they were dating and they were in a relationship, maybe he would have backed out or moved away from the whole situation. But it's just unfortunate that Patrick had to lose his life over a girl who seemed to have been moving on. And it was easy for her to move on because she has her own money. She's doing well for herself. It's unfortunate. But you guys let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notification button so whenever there is an update to this story, you'll be the first to know.